on today, everyone? I wanted to do my own kind of DIY dollar store fidget spinner. I saw somebody else do this. I think it was Cly. I'll leave a link to his channel if you want to check him out. So basically what I did is I went to the Dollar Tree and got a few different things. I think I spent $4 total. I got a metal yo-yo. I got this little ninja kind of kit. It has a little plastic ninja star I thought might make a cool fidget spinner. And then I got these little pinwheel type things that fly up into the air I thought would be pretty cool. So the first thing I did was take apart this yo-yo. Now I had my fingers crossed that this would have a bearing inside. So I just screwed it in half, took out the little axle, took apart the two parts, took off the string, and luckily enough there was a tiny little bearing inside. So that's what I'm going to be using for these DIY dollar store fidget spinners. I'm not quite sure what size it is. It looks almost like a R136 or something like that, just a basic steel bearing. So I took open the Ninja playset. I think the only thing I'm going to use out of this is the little Ninja star. It's pretty thin, flimsy plastic. It's already got a hole in the middle, which is perfect. It's just not quite big enough. So to make the hole bigger, I started out with a little utility knife. And this plastic was actually tougher than I was expecting. I figured the utility knife would just be able to slice right through it. And it actually put up quite a bit of fight. So after about 5 minutes of trying to cut it with the utility knife and getting frustrated, I just got my lighter out and decided to melt a hole in the middle, which worked a lot better than the knife. It made it pretty soft enough where I could just squeeze the bearing in there and it fit pretty well. Now if I wanted to make this more permanent, I would have, added some glue in there to hold it in, but I'm going to use this bearing on another one. I only got one yo-yo with one bearing, so it spun okay. Just it was really lightweight, and the bearing being so small, it was hard to hold on to without, touching the outside of the bearing. So next I tried to make a fidget spinner out of this cyclone air thing. I'm not even sure what it's really called. So it's got 3 different colors, 3 different sizes. The red one would be way too big to even hold. Here's this little thing. This is what you're supposed to do with it. You just kind of slide it down on there, push it up, and it flies off into the air. It's actually pretty fun. So I started off with the orange one. It was a pretty average size. I thought it would make a cool one. I didn't even start off with the utility knife. I knew it would have been too much hassle, so I just went right ahead with the lighter. And I actually burned it way too long. It caught on fire. It dripped molten plastic onto my finger, so I definitely wouldn't suggest trying that at all. It definitely made the hole bigger, but it made it too big and it burnt and looked all nasty. So that was pretty much a failed attempt completely. So I went on after that with the green one. I figured it would make a cool fidget spinner. A little bit too big for the hand, but not too bad. It's kind of uncomfortable to hold because it's so big. But as you can see, the orange one is totally done for. I got my drill out, and this really didn't work as well as I was hoping either. Maybe if I had the right bit, if I had a little bit bigger bit that was the exact same size as the bearing, it might have worked better. So I went to the trusty lighter again, and I was a little bit carefuler this time not to let it catch on fire and burn it too bad. I was being careful to hold it away from the camera. I didn't want to get smoke on my lens, so that's why I was kind of out of the shot. But this worked kinda. You can see part of it, stuck, kind of fell behind. But I did make the hole big enough this time, so it fit in there pretty well. So after getting the bearing kind of in there, straight and the plastic started to cool down, it actually kind of worked. Now again, it's kind of hard to hold on to because of how small the bearing is. So I used some of this super glue, which you can get like 3 bottles of this for $1 at our Dollar Tree, so that's cheap enough. And this kind of makes it more permanent to keep this bearing in there. Worked really well to hold it in there so it wouldn't wiggle around. I just got to be real careful not to get any glue inside of the actual bearing. You can see there's kind of some soot on this side. I should have wiped it off, but it's alright. So after letting the glue completely dry, I wasn't 100% satisfied with it because it was so hard to hold on to. So I had to cheat a little bit, and what I actually ended up doing was using little thumb pads from another fidget spinner. This was just a cheap junk fidget spinner that barely worked and cost less than $1 from one of the Chinese websites. I think it was from AliExpress. And so it came with these tiny little thumb pads that fit together and actually fit perfectly inside of this little bearing. And the color even matched too, which was pretty perfect. So that actually turned this into a pretty functional and unique looking fidget spinner. You can see it doesn't spin super long. It's pretty lightweight, but it actually worked better than I was expecting. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Keep flying and keep fidgeting.